So many of you have probably heard this story of a 20-year-old Robinhood trader who committed suicide because he thought he had a massive loss of nearly $1 million when his account was very small. And first and foremost, my heart goes out to this family and my thoughts are with you. I have a cousin who committed suicide in his 20s, unrelated to trading, and I know how incredibly painful and difficult that is. And on top of that, one of my best friend's uncle committed suicide because of trading. He bought at the very top of Bitcoin around 19,000, lost all his money as it went down. He doubled down by mortgaging his house and did a massive bet to make it back. And we all know Bitcoin continued to went down. He lost it all. He couldn't face his family, and he thought that he could save them from the debt by killing himself. So he committed suicide. So we're going to get into the details of this. You kind of understand exactly what happened. I'm going to show you that this is not a brand new thing. And we're going to talk about how we can avoid this for ourselves and for other traders, because it's a very simple problem. There's only one reason that any trader commits suicide: because they lose more than they can handle. Their losses are bigger than they expected, than they planned for, and they don't think there's any other way out. That is it in a nutshell. So first, just so you can kind of understand the story here, and this is a tragic story because his losses, as the information is coming out, doesn't even look like they were what he thought. So he's a 20-year-old kid in college. He's studying financial markets. He's getting into trading through Robinhood. He's loving it. He's doing decent for a month, but he's getting into the world of complicated options that he doesn't really understand. He makes a bet, and we're not going to get into what it was, but he made an options bet. And then in his account, which you'll see right here, he has about $16,000, but it looks like he's down $730,000. So to him, he thinks he's lost that much money. And he admits in his suicide note that he left for his family that it doesn't make sense to him. He doesn't get it, and it shouldn't have happened. And in the suicide note it says, "But I also have no clue what I was doing now in hindsight. There was no intention to be assigned this much and take this much risk. And I only thought that I was risking the money that I actually owned. If you check the app, the margin investing option isn't even turned on for me. A painful lesson." And this is especially tragic because it appears, as more information is coming out, that the losses he thought were realized from that number on Robinhood, right here, this $730,000 negative, that's somewhat of a glitch, and it's just kind of showing numbers based on calculating the options before everything is finalized, and that this was not the final number. The details aren't yet out exactly, but it appears, I've read about five different stories on this, is that the losses were not anything near this. Again, it's just a glitch in how the numbers are shown. So we don't know how much he lost yet. That information may or may not come out in the future. But right now it looks like it's not what he thought. So unfortunately, when he saw this number, he thought he blew up his future and that he could save his family if he committed suicide from having to deal with this indebtedness. And so he went to a train track and committed suicide. And again, this is important to note. This is not a brand new story. Look, I know about all these stories, but you probably don't. So I'm just gonna share with you a couple really quick so you can see this is nothing new. Article in 2014 from Bloomberg. Why are so many traders literally killing themselves? Bitcoin trader from China lost nearly 16 million in one position because he had highly leveraged position. Kills himself. Okay? Lost too much money. Trader commits suicide after killing 12 in a gun spree. You know what he was saying when he was doing this? I hope this doesn't ruin your trading day. He was apparently a day trader at a brokerage firm and was concerned about financial losses, losing too much money, no risk management. And even one of the most famous traders that we all know, Jesse Livermore, from Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, a lot of people don't know this, he committed suicide. He lost all of his fortune a couple times, and at the end, after going through, I think, his third bankruptcy, when he lost it all again and paid off all his debts and his taxes, he committed suicide. His losses were too much for him to handle. If this is the reality we're facing, and there's no way to beat around this bush, and it's a tragic story, what can we do to learn from this and to avoid it? And it is very, very simple. Learn about risk management. That is the number one issue here. Trading is the dream for so many people. It is the dream life. And the number one most important thing revolving around the entire idea of trading is risk management. I've fallen victim to this. Many people have. If not all traders have at least one point in their trading career. Risk management. If you can properly understand risk management and implement that into your trading, and you are properly educated to know about the risks, the pitfalls, and how to avoid those through risk controls, through certain account mechanics, through max losses, through plans, through the trading plans. If you can do this stuff and then implement them into your trading, this would never ever be an issue, because again, it's an issue when you lose too much that you can handle and you don't see a way out. So we need to cut that out of our trading. If we can eliminate that, take our small losses, be part of a trading community where we can share emotions with people, or just have trading friends. It's really hard to do on your own. These issues can be eliminated. It should not happen to anyone, and yet it does. So do your part. When you see a trader that's in an emotional wreck or dealing with a lot and you think you can help them, reach out to them. Kind of check in. Do it for yourself also. Build a relationship with other traders so that when you need it, you have a means to reach out to someone who can help you. Join a trading community where people understand the emotions and where you can learn from. Do not just enter the markets without understanding anything and go too big in the beginning. This is not a one-time thing. This is going to happen again in the future. So instead of just sharing this story, let's see if we can help one person at least prevent this from happening. And hopefully many people, right? Just increase awareness on this issue and start to understand why it happens and how we can avoid it from happening in the future. So